Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brimster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called 2.5 by Nordy. This is a puzzle that had been recommended to me, and I looked at the rules and went, this looks kind of interesting. I haven't done a puzzle quite like this one before. I have seen the rule set before, but I don't think I actually did it, and I'm not sure on the difficulty or anything, so I do not know how long this video is going to take. So at the time that you get this, we should be only a few days away from me running the competition on the Entropic Power Lines pack. The Entropic Power Lines pack, of course, will not be going away, but if you want to be in for what the prize this month will be, and I need to get everything organized for all of the prizes I'm sending out this month and actually figure out what the prize is going to be, then please check the details below, send in row 3 from any of the puzzles you've completed. You don't need to do all of them, and you'll be in the running. Apart from the Entropic Power Lines, we've started working on what we're probably going to be doing in May. Wow, the year is disappearing. We're starting to work on that at the moment. I'm not sure on how many puzzles we'll have or all of the details, but puzzles are starting to be created. Again, this will be another Skunkworks thing where a bunch of us are sitting down and creating puzzles. Details will come. Don't know when we will drop the pack or how long we will run it for. It could easily turn into another thing the size of March of the Quads, but maybe not. I hope not. I'm hoping for around somewhere between 12 and 20 puzzles, but if people keep making puzzles, I'll keep adding them in. Anyway, 2.5 by Nordy. So there are 3 rules in place in this puzzle. We have normal Sudoku rules. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have these brown lines, which Nordy has called climbing ropes. I think I've seen these called what were they? They were bi-consecutive lines when I saw them before. And what they are is adjacent digits on these lines must have a difference of 2 or less. So they must either be consecutive or one away from consecutive. And what that means is, let's turn around and say, if this digit was a 1, then this digit could either be a 2 or a 3, because 2 is consecutive and 3 is 2 away. And then if this was a 2 or a 3, this digit could be anything up to 5, because if it was a 2, it could be a 1, a 3, or a 4, and if it was a 3, it could be a 1, a 2, a 3, or it couldn't be a 3, but it could be a 4 or a 5, because all of those digits are within 2 of one of the digits listed here. So you start getting a little bit further away the further you go. And then you've got ratio pairs, which means cells separated by a black dot must be in a ratio of 1 to 2, or in other words, one must be double the other. Not all dots are necessarily given. So that's what we've got to go with. Let's give this a shot. So the place to look, I suspect, is the dots on the lines, because you're limited on black dots. I'm just going to put them here. So so I'm visualizing 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, and 4, 8. Now, because adjacent digits must have a difference of 2 or less. 4, 8 can never be put on one of these, because 4 and 8 aren't 2 or less different. 3, 6 is 3 different, so that wouldn't work. 2, 4 is 2 different, 1, 2 is 1 different. So these can only be 1, 2, or 2, 4, and therefore must contain a 2. And that's true of all of these. 1, 2, 4 must contain a 2. 1, 2, 4 must contain a 2. 1, 2, 4 must contain a 2. This 2 is looking over here, so this is not the 2. This is a 2. Okay. So, do we get anything from that? Now, this has got to be 1, 3, or 4, because it must be no more than 2 away from 2. Can I do more on these lines? I've got to be able to, don't I? Particularly in row 5, because this is a 1, 2, 4 triple. So what can go here? Because if this is a 1, this becomes, or couldn't be 2, so it would have to be 3. If this is 2, it couldn't be 1 because 1 is taken up. It could be 3. It couldn't be 4. So if this is 2, this is 3. If this is 1, this is 3. If this is 2, this is 3. If this is 4, this can't be 2. It could be 3. The other option is, it can't be 5 because I can't put 5 on a dot. And the other option is 6. So this is 3, 6. So this is 3, 6. So can I do... Hang on, let's go to put some restriction on here. Because now I've got... but I don't have the other one for here. But I now can't use 3 or 6 on this. So if this is 1, this can't be 2 or 3. This cannot be 1. Because if this is 1, this could only be 2 or 3. And it can't be 2 because it sees both of those. And it can't be 3 because it sees this. This is not 1. If this is 2, this could be 1. Except it can't be. This can't be 1. Because if this is 1, then that would have to be 2. And I can't put 2 there. So if this is 2... this can't be 1, so it'd have to be, it can't be 3, so this would have to be 4. 2, 1, 4 is what that'd have to be. And if this was 4, what would that be? Oh, that'd have to be 8. But that can be 4. So if this is 2, this is 4. And that is 1. So it'd be 1, 2, 4, 8. Hang on, this can't be 3, 6. This has to be from 1, 2, 4, 8. And 2 is down here. This has to be 4, 8. Yeah, this has to be from 1, 2, 4, 8, and it can't contain a 2. This has to be 4, 8, and I can't put 4 in this row. This is 4, this is 8. I can skip right to that. This is 2, this is 1. That's kind of clever. I mean, it's more than kind of clever. It is clever. So this now has to be, if this is 1, this is restricted now, because if this is 1, this can't be any higher than 3, and 3 is not close enough to 8. So this has to be the 4. There's no 4 here, which takes 4 out of those. This is a 1, 2 pair, which means this is not 6, because 6 isn't close enough to either 1 or 2. So this is 3, this is 6. 3 is close enough to either of those. Now, 8, 4, 5, 6, this has to be a 6, because 6 is the only thing that's close enough to both of those. I need to put 6 down here. Hang on, 6. This can't be 1 or 2. It's not close enough. This is 4. This is 2. Now, 2 can only be 1, 3, or 4, and 3 and 4 is gone. That is a 1. One can only be 2 or 3, and the 2 is gone. That is a 3. How do I get into these corners? This is really symmetrical as well. Actually, it is very symmetrical. What's breaking the symmetry on this? It's that dot being there versus there. Everything else seems to be completely symmetrical. So 4 is up here. 6 is down here. Well, I can't put 6 there, so 6 is in one of those two. Can I get to 6 here? If this is 6 and this is 2, this would have to be 4, and it can't be. I can't put 6 on this line. This is a 6. In fact, what can this be? Because if this is a 1, this could only go to 3. And if this is 2, this could only go to 3 and 4. This is a 3 because 1 could only go to 3 because I can't use 2. And 2 can only go to 3 and 4 and it can't be 4. That is a 3. So 3, again, it can't go down. It has to go up. That's a 5 because I can't use 4. Now 5, again, it has to go up because I can't go down, because if I go 5, this would have to be 4 or 3, and it can't be either of them. So it has to go up, and I can't use 6. That's a 7. So this is now a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 9. So if that's 5, 8, and 9, this is 4, 6, and 7. One, two, three, four. I've got the same trick here. If this is 1, this would have to be 2 or 3, and it can't be either of them. So that's a 3. And then this can't be 1 or 2. So so the only options are 1, 2, 4, or 5, and 1, 2, 4 are gone. That is a 5. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, and 9. I can't put 1, 2 in there. That is a 9, and I can take 9 out of there. The 2 there makes this a 1 and this a 2. This is now a triple, which is going to give me those. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 8, and 9, which means these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. That 5 makes that a 7 and that a 5. So this is also known. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 7. So this is a triple. 4, 8, and 9. It's triples all over the place. I'm still not sure. It's got to be these lines that break into the box, I suspect, but I'm not sure. 6, 7, and 9 go up here. Actually, it could be this dot. Actually, it's... No, it's this dot. I'm going to finish this triple. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. But this dot. It can't have a 2 or a 4 on it. So it can't be 1, 2, 2, 4, or 4, 8. This is 3, 6. And the order is known. That is 6. That is 3. Now this has to be 1, 2, 4, or 5. And it can't be 2 or 4. So this is 1 or 5. Now if this is 1, that would have to be 2 or 3. And it can't be either. That has to be 5. Now for this to be, if this is 5, this is 3, which it can't be, 4, 6, and it can't be 6 or 7. So it's 3, 4, 6, or 7, and it sees 3, 6, and 7. This is a 4, which takes 4 out of there. 5 is already taken out of there by that. So 4 means it can be 2, 3, 5, or 6, and it sees 3, 5, and 6. This is a 2. 2 and 4 is taken out of that, so this cannot be 1, 2, it can't be 2, 4, and it can't be 4, 8. This is also 3, 6. But the order on that one is not known. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, these are 1, 8, and 9, which I just wanted to confirm did hold true for those. So if that's 3, that's 1, 2, 4, or 5. And it sees 1, 2, 4, and 5. That is not 3. That is 6. That is 3. This is not 6. This is not 3. So 6 here means this is 4, 5, 7, or 8. And it can't be 4, 5. So it's 7 or 8. So these are 1, 7, 8, 9. Hang on, these are 1, 7, 8, 9. That's a quadruple. So we know what these are. These are 2, 4, 5. Those are 2, 4, 5. But 2 is too far away from all of those. 2 can't go there. That's a 4-5 pair. Now, if that's a 4-5 pair, 9 can't go on any either of those, because if I put 9 there, I can't put a valid value there. That's 7. That's 5. That's 4. The only thing there that's too far away from 4 is 6. That's forced. That's now the 9, which takes 9 out of those and puts 9 in. No, 9 is right there because 9 is too far away from 6. That's a 9. There's no 5 there. There's no 9 there. So this is not 3, 6, and it's not 1, 2. So this is either 2, 4 or 4, 8, and there's a 4 there. So that is a 4, and this is either a 2 or an 8. Now, 4, it can't be 2 here. So this is 3, 5, or 6. It's not 3. So this is 5 or 6. 1, 3, and 8 go along here. So there is a 1 in one of those two. So this can't be 3, 6 either, because it sees a 6. And it sees 2 3s. So yeah, this could not be 3, 6. So it can't be 1, 2 either, because that can't be 1 or 2. So this must have a 4 on it. And it's either 2, 4 or 4, 8. So it's one of those. But that's not a 4 anymore. Three is in one of those two. Is it here or here? That's not a 6. No, not a 6. Five is in one of those two. So one of these... Well, they can't be 3 or 4, so they have to be from 6 or 7. So there has to be a 6 or a 7 in there. Well, it can't be a 7. Because where does 7 go in this box? Because 7 can't go in there because of that 7. 7 can't go there because of 7 is too far away from 4 and it can't put 7 on black dot. So 7 is in one of those two. So 7 down here is in here. So I can't put a 7 in there. So there must be a 6 in there to go with the 5 that must be on this line. And it can't be there. This is the 6. So this must be the 5. Because the 5 has to go next to a 6 or a 7. It can't be. So this must be the 5. What does that do? So this is now That's not a 6. So that's a 6, 7. That's a 4. That makes that the 4 because there had to be a 4 on this. That makes this the 7 and this the 6. This is a pair now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's an 8, 9 pair. So 6. So is 4, 5, 7, or 8? Well, it can't be 4, can't be 5. So this is a 7 or an 8. And it can't be 7 because of the pointing 7. So that is an 8. That's a 9. That's a 2. That 8 makes that the 9. The 8 and 9 means that is the 1, which means there's no 1 there. In fact, that's an 8. That's a 9. Whoops. The 8 makes that the 7 and that the 1, which makes that the 8, that the 1. 4. This can no longer be 2 or 3, so it has to be 5 or 6, and it can't be 6. So that is 5, which makes that 6. So this is either 4, which can't be 5, 6, 7, or 8, and it can't be 7 or 8. This is 5. So 2 away from 5. 1 is too far away. 5, 6, 7. This is a 3, which means this is the 1. This is no longer a 3. This is the 3. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7, and the 7 gives us the order. This is the 1, and this is the 7. For the row, that now has to be an 8, 9. This gives me an 8, 9 pair. So this is the 7, which I could have got from the row. In fact, that 9 makes that the 8, that the 9, and that the 8. This column now just needs an 8 and a 9, but yeah, there's no 4 there, but that is now an 8, 9. That is a 4. This 1 makes that the 2 and that the 1, so I finally resolved that 2, 1. The 3 makes that the 8, which makes that the 5, which makes that the 3. There is still no 7 here, so this column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9, which makes that the 8, that the 2, which makes that the 9, and that the 8. And that looks good. So again, ignore the time because I forgot to reset the puzzle before I started. I load up the puzzle and then I set up all of my recording in my recording software and I forget to restart the clock. That was 2.5 by Nordy. That was a very cool little puzzle. Yeah, those climbing ropes, which he called them, which, as I said, I'd seen called, I'm pretty certain it was bi-consecutive lines or something like that. Very, very interesting little constraint. I like the way they work, and I definitely like this very symmetrical grid with just the way that the dots broke the not consecutive grid, symmetrical grid. I'm falling over words today. The symmetrical grid with the way that the dots broke it, and just a couple of dots to do it, and the way that these became forced to have 2s on them, and you could use that to put the pressure on. Very cool little puzzle. I enjoyed that one a lot. Thank you, Nordy, for the puzzle. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle. I hope you're enjoying the channel and everything I'm doing. And good luck with your solving.